Welcome to Shakaama Politics, Washington, D.C. There is outrageous, and then there's the story that should anger every American. Well, if you're not a progressive socialist. Actually, this just gives a very good reason why we should not elect any Democrats to positions of governor or power and president. As reported by the LA Times, short of troops to fight in Iraq and Afghanistan a decade ago, the California National Guard enticed thousands of soldiers with bonuses of $15,000 or more to re-enlist and go to war. Now, the Pentagon is demanding the money back. Nearly 10,000 soldiers, many of whom served multiple combat tours, have been ordered to repay large enlistment bonuses and slapped with interest charges, wage garnishment, and tax liens if they refuse, after audits reveal widespread overpayments by the California Guard at the height of the war's last decade. Investigations have determined that lack of oversight allowed for widespread fraud and mismanagement by California Guard officials under pressure to meet enlistment targets. But soldiers say the military is reneging on 10-year-old agreements and imposing severe financial hardship on veterans whose only mistake was to accept bonus offers when the Pentagon needed to fill the ranks. Quote, "These bonuses were used to keep people in," said Christopher Van Meter, a 42-year-old former Army captain and Iraq veteran from Manteca, California, who says he refinanced his home mortgage to repay $25,000 in re-enlistment bonuses and $21,000 in student loan repayments that the Army says he should not have received. Quote, "People like me just got screwed in Iraq." Van Meter was thrown from an armored vehicle turret and later awarded a Purple Heart for his combat injury. After the vehicle detonated a buried roadside bomb, Susan Haley, a Los Angeles native and former Army Master Sergeant who deployed to Afghanistan in 2008, said she sends the Pentagon $650 a month, a quarter of her family's income, to pay down $20,500 in bonuses that the Guard says were given to her improperly. Quote, "I feel totally betrayed," said Haley, 47, who served 26 years in the Army along with her husband and oldest son, a medic who lost a leg in combat in Afghanistan. Haley, who now lives in Kempner, Texas, I think I used to live close to there, worries they may have to sell their house to repay the bonuses. Quote, "They'll get their money, but I want those years back," she said, referring to her 6-year re-enlistment. This is beyond appalling. Here we have a Pentagon stating it will pay for sex changes surgery for those who are suffering from gender dysphoria, which is actually still on the books of the Psychologists of America Association as a mental disorder, and that any sort of sex change operations or any sort of laws accommodating them is simply adding to their mental instability. I just want to know, how much money did the Department of Defense pay for those transgender handbooks and training materials? And how about the state of California not give taxpayer-funded benefits to illegal immigrants? And maybe every sanctuary city in California should pay this tab. And where is Barack Obama, the commander-in-chief on this issue? Yes, the liar-in-chief. Here's Obama touting his generosity and allowing tens of thousands of Syrian refugees into this country with benefits. Why not cut that off, provide the funds for these men and women who served? This has been 10 years past, and now we're punishing those who've gone on with their lives. They did nothing wrong. They didn't seek to defraud our nation. Heck, they put their lives on the line to backfill the manpower shortages made by politicians and government bureaucrats. Is this truly how we honor those who have served? This quote is often attributed by many to General George Washington. I wish I knew who said it first, because it's damn right. Quote, "The willingness with which our young people are likely to serve in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional to how they perceive how the veterans of earlier wars were treated and appreciated by their nation." End quote. No truer words could have been spoken, and ask yourself, what member of any state National Guard will step up to the plate knowing this? Where's California Governor Jerry Brown? He's very busy sending letters to the president asking to open up Obamacare for illegal immigrants in California. What about these Americans who are being wrongfully targeted, Mr. Brown? Barack Obama is all over providing more and more government largesse for the expansion of the welfare state. Maybe we should have less folks getting EBT, electronic benefits cards, food stamps, and rectifying this situation. Ladies and gents who think they're ladies, or ladies who think they're gents, this is just one of the reasons why Americans are angry. Hey, I have a novel idea. All these overpaid NFL jerks who don't want to stand up for the national anthem, and other athletes taking a knee during our national anthem, how about you pony up for the funds of these men and women? They're the reason why y'all can go out and play kids games for big bucks. They provide that blanket of security. You mean this isn't about social justice? I just cannot believe I'm living in America that would send notices of repayment for their services rendered to stand upon freedom's rampart, wage garnishment. Are you kidding me? We've had how many of our veterans die at the hands of inept, corrupt, and deceitful government bureaucrats at the Veterans Administration? And how many of them have been ordered to return their bonuses? This is just unconscionable, and I want to hear from anyone who agrees with this. Who in God's name would want to serve in uniform for our country at this time? And we know that Hillary Clinton presidency, with a cabinet of alleged criminals who receive immunity, would be based on abandoning Americans to die lying about it in combat engagements. This is a national shame. And let's see if Obama will come out and make a statement about this. Let's see if White House mouthpiece Josh, not so earnest, will address this tomorrow at the daily briefing. Folks, we need to melt down the Pentagon phone and email lines and demand this stop, and any and all funds be returned to these men and women. For those who are responsible and force themselves to pay restitution, not these who left their homes and placed themselves in harm's way, which is what they were asked to do. All I can say is this. If Hillary Clinton says she'll continue Obama policies, and if she agrees to this, well, there's no way she can be president. As for MSG Susan Haley, early voting starts tomorrow in Texas. Let's send a message, Master Sergeant. We've gone 2 weeks without awarding a FUBAR recognition. Well, we got one here. Thank you for watching Shakaama Politics. Are you going to write your congressman? Are you going to call? Are you going to call the Pentagon? I don't want you to get, on any sort of list, but maybe you'll say you're a Muslim and you need restitution and you need to. I don't know. This is horrible, and I of course always say, don't enlist in the U.S. military. Don't do it. The U.S. military is no longer about defending our freedoms. It's no longer about defending the Constitution. Now it's all about politicians trying to exert more power and control over some foreign country so that their buddies on Wall Street can get richer. It has nothing to do with anything that the country did. And a lot of times, in a lot of cases, they actually lie and say, oh, the sitting president in that country is killing all of its people. Complete lies. Don't sign up for any U.S. military. Let's see how that works out. And you really shouldn't. If they're not going to honor their promises, and understand this, them couching and saying that this was due to mismanagement or some sort of corruption or some sort of fraud, it's not true. They gave them bonuses to sign up. They gave them more bonuses to stay in. Now they don't want to pay them. That's it. That's the whole deal. The Pentagon is literally trying to steal money from people who legitimately signed up and who legitimately did tour after tour after tour. Thank you for watching Shakaama Politics. Please subscribe to the channel. I will be making regular videos for this channel now. Thank you.